Does your setup look like this after you lose a game? Well, fear not, because today we are going to explain the sports psychology behind tilting and how you can become tilt-proof. Tilt works like a kettle boiling water. It doesn't start instantly, but it slowly builds up due to the increased heat. If you increase the heat more, then it will boil faster. But if you kill the heat, then it will slowly reset back to normal. It will never be just one moment that causes you to boil over from rage, but rather a sequence of stressing events with a lack of breaks in between. Boom. Because tilting is essentially just being overwhelmed by stress, it is important to look at what stress does to you. There is a great theory which is shortened to CATS. And since you guys would rather guzzle on a bleach martini than listen to me explaining it, I'll make it as easy to understand as explaining chess to a Russian toddler. Stress can come from any area of your life. Your gaming, your job, your crippling gambling debt. To take an example, we will use something we all can relate to. Your boss yelling at you. That immediately affects your brain, which will come up with a response to protect you. You can, for example, feel utter depression and worthlessness, knowing that the guy doing less work and getting paid more still gets to boss you around. Or you can come up with a positive response, like knowing that while he still has the neural capacity of a French noble post-guillotining, he still gets to decide how many Lego Ninjago sets you can afford this month. So maybe you should just suck it up. If you choose the negative response, you will add more stress to your life and make your brain less able to handle stress. Well, this is stress I'm not able to handle right now. If you choose the negative response, you will add more stress to your life, while you make your brain less able to handle stress, versus if you choose the positive one. Of course, sometimes it is hard to react positively, like if you get fired or you stub your little toe. But if you realize that these moments don't define you, even though they might hurt right now, this will train your brain to handle stress better in the future. Buildup of stress over a long time will always cause tilt, like an infection in an untreated wound. And just like with the wound, there are some things that can speed up the process of tilting. These tilt amplifiers do this due to combining stress and demotivation. Think of motivation as your body's immune system. If you weaken the immune system at the same time you get a wound, it is more likely to get infected. Therefore, what we call tilt amplifiers are actually just stressful, demotivating factors. The first tilt amplifier we're gonna look at is when you lose control over the situation. For example, you're playing top lane and you gave a solo kill. So now you have to play further back than KSI's hairline. This is incredibly frustrating, because from this point on, you have lost control of the game, and you are simply waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. Another tilt amplifier can be added if the loss of control is someone else's fault. Let's say your jungler gave the enemy Riven a solo kill. So now anytime you enter her zip code, you are guaranteed to leave with less HP than Joe Biden. Now this is even more tilt-inducing, because you don't have control over the fact that you even lost the control. It's like loss of control squared. Then the last tilt amplifier we look at is your investment into the game. If you're on a rank up or a D-rank game, or if you play 10 hours a day and your only socialization is every 7 days when your chat ban is lifted, you are more likely to care about the game. And the more you care about the outcome of the game, the more the stress will affect you during the game, if you feel like you can't win it anymore.
Hit the Nexus, not the Vlad!
Now that you know about these tilt amplifiers, be on the lookout for when they appear for you. If you recognize that a situation is more likely to tilt you, then take a deep breath and realize that if you can make it through this, then nothing else can stop you. Also, be wary of games with snowball mechanics, like League of Legends, where you can lose control of the game without any ability to change that for yourself. And that aligns with plenty of the tilt amplifiers I just mentioned. Now, to look at how you can become tilt-proof, we can start with the captivating stuff presented in the CATS theory earlier. The theory indicated that stress is like a snowball, and if you respond negatively once, you are more likely to keep responding negatively. And, of course, vice versa. This theory works well combined with another popular sports psychology theory, which is called the self-efficacy theory. This theory says that one of the best ways to become resistant to demotivation and tilt is by having positive previous experiences. When you're about to rage, think back to that time when you were down 8-11 and your teammate DDoSed the enemy top fragger, and you'll be reminded that, damn, your hands might actually be mouse and keyboard, even though you would be wrong. That false confidence would help you overcome the tilt and thus build more mental resilience, like a snowball. And this is how you can become more tilt-proof. But I don't have time for that. I want to stop being tilted right now. Okay, don't lose your cool just yet. I'll show you some quicker methods. One thing you can do right now is to remove unnecessary stress from your life. If you feel overwhelmed by politics, then take a break from the news. If you feel overwhelmed by school, then take a day off. And if you feel overwhelmed by the sheer size of the universe and a deep emptiness in your heart, knowing that you will only exist for a fraction of the universe's lifetime, then maybe take a break from the green stuff and try to get laid instead. And that's it. That's all it takes for you to go from an average CS player once their FPS drops below 700 to a normal person without psychological turbulence. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to fracture the like button and graze the subscribe button with your left thigh. We'll see you next time, and as always, remain hardstuck.